Well, there you go, friends. Doc South saying hey. And of course, as many of you know, I work in a supermarket. At least it's a part time job. I also work as a DJ. And I've been noticing some stuff. I like to keep my eyes open. I'm kind of a people person, certainly an observer of people. And I, I noticed the other day there was a guy in the dairy section of my supermarket. Again, the one I work in. It's not mine. Thank heaven. That'd be awful hard to take care of. But I saw this guy. He's loading up his cart with 1 gallon of milk after another, and I mean, whoo, tell you, he had like he had like 20 gallons of milk, maybe more, in his cart. And I said, "My God, Mister, what you doing? You ought to get a cow or something." He says, "Well," he says, "that would probably help right at the moment." But he says, "No," he says, "normally I don't buy this much milk." He says, "But he had some civic group he belonged to, and we're going to have a breakfast, and I guess." I got the feeling, now I don't know all the details, but I got the feeling from talking to the guy that it was for people that maybe weren't getting the world's greatest breakfast. And I guess they were going to have some kind of event to get these folks fed. I thought that was kind of nice. You get right down to it. I know for a while, there was a lady came. I was out front of the store back when we had to check that everyone was wearing a mask. This lady had a mask on, but she had all this food in the back seat of her car, all cooked, things like lasagna and macaroni with ham in it, and tuna noodle casserole. Yeah, one of my personal favorites. And she says, "Listen," she saw me and she says, "Well, you got your mask, ma'am, mask on. You can go in." She says, "Well, yeah, but let me ask." She says, "Can I speak to your manager?" I said, "Well, yeah, if you want." I gave her the manager's name. She says, "What are you up to?" She says, "Well, I want to. You folks here at the supermarket are always working so hard for everybody. I thought I'd bring you a meal. In fact, here I got two casserole dishes of food. One's tuna noodle casserole. One's, I don't know, macaroni and cheese." Says, "Would you like it?" Or baked ziti. I think it was baked ziti. So, God, yeah, that sounds good. Says, "You guys are always working so hard to keep us fed. I want to do something." Okay. I said, "Well, you better go talk to the manager, but I'm sure it'll be okay." She went in, she came out with the manager. They loaded it up and it all went up into the break room. I said, "Well, you still got other stuff there?" He says, "Yeah." Says, "I'm going to the rescue squad in town, and I'm going." He said, "I'm going down to the state police barracks. They should get some food, etc." She was making the rounds. I thought, again, there you go. Someone just taking it on themselves to do a nice thing. Let me think if I can think of some others I saw. Well, the other night, how most supermarkets have an area where they have discounted stuff, things that have gone, it's all perfectly good stuff, but it's no longer what we call in the planogram. There's no place for it on the shelf, so you reduce it heavily, and out it goes. That's where when matzahs finally go on really deep discount, Sandy and I buy a couple of cases of matzahs, and I do mean cases, and we crunch them up and give them to the birds. Right. Well, this guy was grabbing one thing after another off this shelf. In some cases, he was taking all the peanut butter, all this, all that, all of it. And I said, "Whoa." I said, "Look at you getting it all." And he says, "Well, yeah." He says, he says, "I'm going to do. I'm taking this all down to the food pantry." I said, He said, "This will be good for people." He says, "I'm buying it, but doggone, the food pantry will love this." We have another group that comes in and they get our bread that's a day or so old, and they take it to a food pantry. It's amazing the things people do. I'm trying to think what else. I know there's been other examples. It's amazing how you see this happening. It's a good thing, I think, and so While the politicians are all kind of rolling on the floor fighting with each other, it's kind of nice to know that at the grassroots level, people seem to be really, really doing a great job. I'm I'm very I'm not so tickled with the politics at the moment on either side, but I'm somewhat tickled with how people are stepping up to the plate. Well, yeah, pretty cool. Get right down to it. And I know there's some other things I've seen where folks were, oh, a lady one day, she comes, I was working on the carts. Yeah, bringing the carts in. A lady comes out with 3 carts worth of food. Now, this was when everybody was buying stuff. They were going nuts, you know, buying everything. It was all we could do to keep stuff on the shelf. And here comes this lady with 3 carts worth of food, and again filled right to the top. She was buying it for the people, the older people on her street, because they couldn't come to the store with the virus threatening to get them. Well, she she thought, well, I'll shop for them. I now that was a pretty decent thing to do because God, trying to shove 3 carts around the store, uh, not the easiest thing to do. And I got a hunch she maybe kind of took care of the bill too. I had a feeling she did. Pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. There's a lot of nice people out there. That's good to know, if you want my opinion. Anyway, here, I think definitely a Lord's Prayer moment. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. It's just nice to know that there's people out there who, without any fanfare at all, no thought of themselves, are doing such great, decent things for their fellow humans. I think that's pretty cool. I'll see you later, friends. Thank you, and God bless.